Hello, this is Matt on the Moon Lambo channel. Ripple CEO Brad Garlinghouse out today with new comments having to do with the claims the SEC has made against Ripple, charges of them selling an unregistered security. And Brad Garlinghouse has made clear in these comments, among other things as I will highlight, that Ripple really tried to settle with the SEC ahead of the suit, and they just couldn't come to an agreement. And it'll be interesting to see with an incoming administration what kind of shakeup there's going to be. New people working at the SEC. Brad seems to think quite optimistically on this front that there may be renewed opportunity, because they clearly had a dead end with Jay Clayton and others at the SEC, but they're going to be gone. So it does certainly open up new opportunities. Also, there is a rumor going around that I would like to address. There's an individual who has stated that Ripple is inside information that Ripple will be burning its escrowed XRP holdings. This individual claims to work for a very major bank, and it's been circulating, so just want to touch on that as well towards the end of the video. But before we go any further, ladies and gentlemen, boys and girls, if you would please ever so delicately tap the like button, I would definitely appreciate the support. And I also recommend that you treat yourself, girl, by subscribing to the Moon Lambo channel, because why the hell not? You know, just take my free content, damn it. And you can see there's all sorts of crypto media reporting on this. Here's a headline from CoinDesk. Ripple tried to settle with SEC ahead of XRP suit, CEO says. And I'm just going to go straight to the comments from Brad Garlinghouse just hours ago, just a little bit earlier today, which read as follows. I'm not going to litigate the SEC's unproven allegations on Twitter. And as you can imagine, there are new considerations to what I can/should be said publicly after the litigation process starts. However, I would like to address 5 key questions I've seen. Yeah, and by the way, I think he addressed it in here, but I want to make sure I state this just in case I forget, since it did pop in my head right now. I've never been of the mindset that Ripple has been failing to sufficiently communicate to us. I mean, look. Before the charges, Ripple did something they didn't have to do. They said, hey, the SEC is going to sue us. We know it's coming, you know, and then the next day they did. There was a response from Ripple in regards to that. They had a response having to do with exchanges halting trading on XRP in the United States. And, you know, there's just a couple. And mind you, the complexity here and just having to make sure you've got your ducks in a row if you're Ripple, because messaging here is key. You know, think about it. If you're putting stuff out here and you're not quite prepared and your messaging changes, you're like, oh, wait, that's not quite precise, that could affect what actually happens in a courtroom. And so I've never been of the mindset that they owe us a damn thing. So it has been nice that they put comments out there, but I look at it differently than some who say Ripple should have been doing more. I love diversity of thought. I respect your opinion, but I do feel differently if you happen to feel that way. But so here we go. Brad Garlinghouse. Question, why didn't Ripple settle with the SEC? He writes, can't get into specifics, but no, we tried. And will continue to try with the new administration to resolve this in a way so the XRP community can continue innovating, consumers are protected, and orderly markets are preserved. And so that kind of spoke to what I was stating in the intro. There could be renewed opportunity, cautiously optimistic on that. I will say this, though. It seems to me, especially after hearing additional opinion from attorney John Deaton, he's the one that put the writ of mandamus out, and ultimately is threatening a class action lawsuit against the SEC in about 6 months from now if they don't change the charges against Ripple to remove XRP being stated as a security, because it just wiped out billions and billions of dollars of people's actual wealth. So it's like SEC coming to protect us. I don't feel protected by them. I certainly do not. So we'll see how that all goes. But anyway, next question here. Did you pay exchanges to list XRP? When will it be relisted? And the answer to that from Brad Garlinghouse, XRP is one of the most liquid, top 3 to 5 digital assets globally, and 95% is traded outside the United States. Ripple has no control over where XRP is listed, who owns it, etc. It's open source and decentralized. Delisting and halting are two separate things. Most are halting trading. With 8 different government agencies, each with their own and sometimes opposing views of crypto, U.S. market participants are facing conflicting policies, and no surprise, some act conservatively. And that's why I've said before, too, I've never faulted any cryptocurrency exchange that is just trying to protect their business, their livelihood. They were put in this position just like we were forced into a position as XRP holders, this level of uncertainty, wiping out, again, billions of dollars of wealth. So I think that these cryptocurrency exchanges, once XRP is proven to not be a security, they're just going to list it again. And same for the investment firms, the crypto hedge funds that have reduced or eliminated their holdings of XRP. That's just out of an abundance of caution. Again, I don't blame them either. Just like I don't blame any XRP holder that reduced their holdings or eliminated their holdings. It's scary out there. I totally get it, and I just respect it. I will say, though, the cryptocurrency exchanges like Uphold that are standing firm and saying, no, we're not removing XRP at all to any degree unless and until this is adjudicated in court and proven that XRP is to be a security. Like that is bold. They are trailblazing there. And so endless props, endless kudos to Uphold, who has come out with a firm stance. And even to this point, if you want to buy in the United States, there are at least 3 exchanges. So Uphold, and then Kraken and BitTrue. Now, I'm not aware of BitTrue and Kraken publicly having come out with statements on a position on this, but the fact that they haven't made any announcement that they're going to delist or halt trading of XRP, hopefully that says something. Hopefully they're going to be here for the long haul, but Uphold has made a very firm position, so you're always going to have at least one. I can't imagine they change their position after the way they've come at this, and especially with their business partnerships. Like, there's a lot to it. I've covered in other videos, including, like, for instance, Greg Kidd, who owns an investment firm that owns Ripple and Uphold, and he has a huge stake in XRP. So there's a lot of stuff going on behind the scenes. I doubt that Uphold's going to change their position. So throughout all of this mess, we should have at a minimum one cryptocurrency exchange to go to here. And then Brad Garlinghouse wrote, we've moved from lack of regulatory clarity to regulatory chaos in the United States. This is why regulation by enforcement is such bad public policy. With the new administration, we expect DCEA to be reintroduced, common sense legislation providing clarity to the entire industry. Yeah, and so it is kind of disgusting the way this has all gone down. Ripple's been allowed to conduct business the way they've been doing it, and they've been the most transparent company in all blockchain, conducting business for 8 years. And you can think about how much XRP they'd sold over that whole time very publicly, and communicating with the SEC. And there was not sufficient regulatory clarity. And then after all these years, the SEC wants to come back and say, oh, you should have known for these several years that what you were doing was actually illegal, while we knew you were doing it too, but chose to not act on it. Like, that's just a pot of crap. And so all these charges, there's such overcharges. Oh, that's what I was going to say a couple minutes ago, too. I think I may have had an incomplete thought. When I was talking about John Deaton, yeah, it's as far as the charges, I think he's got a point when he has stated that it's just severe overcharging, and he doesn't think they have a leg to stand on at all in terms of articulating a legal position that XRP is a security. He thinks that's just going to go away. He thinks there's about a 0% chance that XRP will be deemed a security, but in the short term, there's overcharging, and it spooked the markets, understandably so. And so that's just where we are, and so that's why it's so disgusting to me. But I personally do not believe that that XRP is just going to go away or go to zero. But that's not financial advice. I don't pretend to know. I'm just sharing with you my opinion on this. Moving on now, Brad Garlinghouse. Here's the question: when are you responding to the SEC? Why are you silent? The legal process can be slow. Things may seem quiet, but there is plenty happening behind the scenes. We'll be filing our initial response within weeks. Legal Eagle Stuart Alderodi shares more, and I'm going to pull up that in a second too, any link to that. Yeah, the only thing disappointing, like, to me so far in this thread is that Brad posed a question which he didn't have to pose and then didn't answer it, which is, did you pay exchanges to list XRP? And then he asked the question himself, and then he did not answer it. So I was like, all right. Which, by the way, is kind of common practice. So I don't recall the specifics. It's something I have discussed on this channel, but I can only retain so much. Like, I actually don't recall if they have, honestly, just off the top of my head anyway. There are definitely stories and claims about it for sure, which I have addressed in the past. All right, Brad questions. Brad Garlinghouse's next question: do investors have faith in Ripple? And he responds, yes, we have real shareholders. That is how you own Ripple equity, buying our stock, not buying XRP. We're disappointed that Tetragon, who owns 1.5% of Ripple, is seeking to unfairly advantage itself through the SEC's allegations. Yeah, and so that news broke the other day. And so if what Ripple is saying is accurate, I don't know how Tetragon's gonna find success in the way that they're approaching this, because they have a clause, and I think it speaks to Ripple's confidence about XRP not being a security, but they had a clause in there that we can totally dissolve the relationship and you can get your money back, Tetragon, investor of Ripple, if it's proven that XRP is actually a security, which has not happened. So if they're trying to get out just because there's a claim, I only know what's been publicly stated, so I don't know for sure if Tetragon has a case, but it sure as hell doesn't sound like it, based on what's out in the wild, the information out in the wild. Next question from Brad Garlinghouse: did you pay customers to use XRP? And he said the following: we have provided some customers, especially first movers, with incentives to use on-demand liquidity. This is building a payments network 101 and totally lawful. Every payments network, like PayPal, Visa, MasterCard, etc., has or still uses incentives. And I've talked about that a number of times in the past. The people, the Bitcoin maxi trolls that came out and were giving Ripple crap about financial incentives for MoneyGram, for example, when they jumped on board a year and a half ago. And I was like, no. And I even cited that. That's why it's so great to see Brad Garlinghouse talk about Visa and MasterCard. When credit cards began, like adoption, it didn't just like snap of a finger, it just didn't happen overnight. There are financial incentives, including for merchants, to take on this new technology, right? And then once adopted, obviously, and there can still be incentives, sure, but it gets to the point where now it's just a cash cow. It's like there's an actual business plan, but in order to onboard customers in the early days, it makes sense to do that, and there's historical precedent for that as well. So those types of claims always seem just tremendously disingenuous to me personally. All right, Brad continues. We built a protocol that is the first of its kind, integrating new infrastructures. What do you mean? He just shortened it because it's Twitter. Comes with costs. On-demand liquidity with XRP solves real problems with cost, speed, and settlement, and that's proven to the tune of billions of dollars. And that's what I have for you today. No one is being silent, nor will we give up this fight. We're on the right side of the facts and of history, and look forward to our day in court, as well as engaging with the new SEC leadership once appointed. And I'm glad that they're taking a kind of an even-keeled tone when it comes to incoming individuals, the people coming into the SEC with this new administration. Because, as Greg Kidd put it in a video, actually a couple of videos that he's come out and when he was interviewed recently, he says you really got to be careful with these regulators, because even if you win against them in court, you don't really win, because then you're just going to piss them off, and they're just going to change rules, and then you're no longer, compliant again. So it's best, if you can, to have, to whatever degree it's possible, a respectful relationship with them, and just do whatever you can to work with them. And that's why I'm really hoping that we end up just seeing a settlement, because I can only imagine what that would do for the price of XRP. Now, Stuart Alderode, he is a general counsel at Ripple with over 30 years of legal experience, with expertise in banking, regulatory affairs, and complex litigation. And he put out a few tweets I want to share with you as well. This is great stuff. To all asking for updates on the SEC lawsuit, no surprise, the legal process takes time. We may be quiet, but we are not idle. Our full legal team will announce themselves shortly, and we'll be filing our initial response to the SEC's unproven allegations within weeks. A key point to keep in mind: even the SEC acknowledged that our customers actually use XRP to convert fiat into XRP, then transfer the XRP to a recipient's jurisdiction, and convert the XRP into the fiat currency of that locale in about 90 seconds or less. That is innovation, full stop. It also happens to be the epitome of a convertible virtual currency. And so it's funny to me that the SEC did acknowledge that. They absolutely acknowledged that in their claims against Ripple. And it just kind of squelches their point, does it not, of XRP? Because you can't... What are you going to do it with like stock, like historical stocks? Can you do that? Can you convert currency? It's like, no, this is utility. You idiot sticks like this, obviously. And so I think that a lot of what they put in there is designed to get an emotional response. A lot of it was just, I think it was overcharging. And to me, that being the case makes me think perhaps there could be a path moving forward, especially with new people coming in the SEC. All right, I want to briefly touch on this from somebody named Satoshi Pirate. Rand Nooner put this out, and he had this on his show on YouTube. And so I just want to address this because I've been seeing this circulated on Twitter, and I don't even know that this is true. It sounds pretty wild to me, but here you go from Satoshi Pirate. Breaking news, inside information. Ripple will burn entire XRP escrow holdings and follow suit of XLM to achieve regulatory clarity and secure the future XRP as a currency that is completely decentralized. I work for Deutsche Bank, and we just got informed that the supply holdings will be reduced. And so that was tweeted out yesterday. And for those of you that don't know, XLM, that'd be Stellar Lumens. They did, I don't remember the specifics off the top of my head, I covered it at the time, but a bunch of Stellar Lumens were burnt forever. I think technically what they did is they moved it to an address so that it exists, but nobody has the key for it, and I believe it was verifiably so. And so look, here's the thing about this. This guy could have just made it up. Like sometimes people make up stuff for attention. Even if it is true, I don't know what the strategic reason would be. I mean, maybe Ripple would do this for some reason in the future, but if they do, I don't see how it could possibly have anything to do with the litigation because as far as I know, not even the SEC is claiming that XRP is a security specifically because of the quantity of XRP that is held. That's not what the charges are about. And so when you're talking about holdings, that's a concentration of XRP. Also, that it doesn't have anything to do with the decentralization of XRP or the XRP ledger. It has nothing to do with it whatsoever. It's just a concentration of XRP. So I'm not convinced that would have... I really do not believe at all that would have any sort of bearing in this lawsuit. And so if there's some sort of additional angle that I'm unaware of, I'll be open-minded on it, but I can't think of what that would possibly be. And then as far as how that would technically be done, the community was talking below. I don't really want to run through it because the video would go too long, but some people think that there might be a way to do it even though the XRP is in escrow. So because otherwise all you could do is get a billing coming out each month and then you burn it at that time. Well, that's an option, but the community had a discussion and it looks like there's possibly a way to do it like snap of a finger. But again, I don't know. I'm not going to say they'll never do it. I'm just saying if they do it, it wouldn't be for this reason, unless there's some sort of angle I'm missing. Because again, I read the damn suit against Ripple, and I didn't see any sort of problem in there or indication that was a reason that they're going after Ripple. But anyway, I will go ahead and wrap it up there. Thank you for stopping by, my friends. I am not a financial advisor. Do not buy or sell anything because of anything that I say or write. That would be a very, very, very bad idea. Until next time, to the moon, Lambo.